Thank God 2024 is over. This is by far one of the busiest years of my life. I had a pretty rough first half of the year dealing with personal events and mental stress, but then getting a new job and moving to a new city with my grandparents made me feel a bit more optimistic about the future, which is a feeling I don't remember having at recent times. My current situation still kinda sucks right now, but having this huge change in my life was in the right direction to grow as a person. I originally planned to have this video recorded when I was on holiday on a cruise to add some variety to the scenery, as it was showing me relaxing after a long year. But with a death in my family, my holiday was cut short and I'm now back recording in my cramped room. I'm surprised I was still able to reach my 1 video a month quota with 14 videos uploaded. It was a little bit of an experimental year where I drifted away from Osu, the content I started out with due to my losing interest in the game. Osu still has a special spot in my heart, despite some of the negative opinions I express about the game. But with me trying to transition to rhythm games as a whole, I realized that I don't really have a lot of interest in other rhythm games. Like, this is a hot take, but I honestly would rather play Osu than like any mobile rhythm game, for example. Look, I like to talk shit about Osu, but I guess it isn't so bad after all. Although at the end of the day, I still really like maimai though. I'll always prefer playing maimai than any other rhythm game. Now, let's compare the stats. I got 625,000 views overall this year, but if you exclude shorts, it's around 500,000, which is still pretty good. The subscribers I got was 3,500, boosted me up to 8,300 subscribers overall. The stats are pretty much the same as last year. The views are like a little bit better with 200,000, and the subscribers earned was pretty much still the same. Like, I don't know, it's kind of disappointing, not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna reach 10,000 subscribers this year, but you can't win them all. Next year for real. With this structure, I'll get it like middle of the year, right? Right? Surely. Now, for the real Saow fans watching, we're going to go through each of my 14 videos I uploaded this year, and I'm going to share my thoughts on them. What was it? The Beginner's Guide to Osu Lazer. I think that's what the video is called. Well, it's probably bad to admit, but this was basically just trying to hop on like a bandwagon. Because Lazer PP was going to be released during this time, so a lot of people thought that this would be like a resurrection for the game. Like, a lot of content creators were talking about how like, oh, they would think Lazer would bring a bunch of new players in, and since there's a bunch of new players, they need like guides or help on how to play the game. So that's why I came up with this beginner's guide. But it turns out at the end of the day, people don't really care about Lazer. Like, it was really disappointing because like I generally thought Lazer was good at the time. Everyone just went back to stable because like, I don't know, they didn't really implement the PP system that well. But the coolest thing about this video is that the biggest Osu streamer and content creator, BTMC, actually reacted to this video on stream. It's really surreal seeing that because I was like a big fan of his content for years, and I guess seeing him like, you know, watch it, react to it, laugh at the joke, you know, praise the video as well. Like, he started spamming my YouTube link, me like, guys, check out this channel, it's really high quality and all of that. I don't know, it was a really good feeling. So and it actually really hyped me up to play Lazer, but you know, he just ended up going back to stable at the end of the day. What can I do? Top 10 hottest Osu backgrounds for Valentine's Day. Actually, I initially planned this to be a second channel video because if you watch the video, it's literally just a shit post. I felt like I put too much time in the shit post. Like, I spent more than like 2 hours making this, so I was like, I might as well just upload in the main channel video. I also didn't have anything planned on February to upload. Like, the video I was working on, it wasn't gonna be uploaded during February because it was taking a long time to make. It was actually stressful making this video because I came up with this idea the afternoon before Valentine's Day, so I didn't have a lot of time to make it. And then the thing is, I actually went out, so I had to plan around it. I like worked during the day in the city, and I had to quickly run back home, edit it, and then upload it, and then run back to the city, and then do the date. I shouldn't have been putting so much like stress on a shit post. Unfortunately, the video didn't perform too well. I think it's because the thumbnail and then the title and then probably the video itself, it's too degen. Like, people are not gonna click on that. But honestly, it was definitely like one of my favorite videos. I started making, I guess, videos because I just want to make shitposts as a kid, and then this video was just a shitpost, so it kind of reminded me of that simpler time where I'll just like make dumb videos. Just my favorite joke was, I mean, it wasn't even a joke, but because it says top 10 and I only went through 9 of them because I forgot to add the number 7 on it, and people thought that that was intentional, that I left out the number 7 hottest background because, you know, haha funny. But no, I actually just forgot. Banger video, please watch guys. The problem with Osu shorts. Yeah, I'll just jump into the drama of this one. But like, as an Osu content creator, you're supposed to care about these things when there's discussion about community content around you. And I guess I wanted to share my thoughts on the situation. Like, I agreed with Aaron's side, but I don't like how he handled the situation. But then I also hated how Strawberry reacted to it. It's like, it just made me like genuinely mad with the whole idea that he's just, you know, doing it for money and stuff. Like, even editing it, I just like saw Strawberry's face. I'm just like, oh, like, God, like, fuck this guy. Honestly, yeah, it just really annoyed me. And just like how little care he has about content creation and more about money. It just like pissed me off, you know. And as it should for like content creators that are like, you know, passionate about the things they make. But like at the end of the day, this whole situation doesn't even matter. They're gonna like continue making more money than me, which, you know, fine by them, I guess. I don't really care about what they're doing anymore. I remember watching like the Spazza video about this situation, and he described it as like shorts and long form content are like different areas. I just let those short creators do their own thing in the short area, and then us long form content creators can do our own thing. There is a divide, which I guess I didn't really see in the first place. So I don't really care about them. If, you know, I think they're still doing them, that's completely fine. No issues with that, not gonna lie. Like, I even thought about making those short form content where I just play like Family Guy clip in the background of Osu gameplay, but I ended up going against it since I was like, this is just not for me. It's not worth putting that time in something so creatively shallow. Just a chance to get a little bit of money and dead subscribers when I could have been putting more time and effort into the videos I make. Life skills through arcade games. I mean, this is like one of my favorite videos I ever made on this channel, but I'll have to admit, this video was not fun to make and it was incredibly frustrating, not gonna lie, which is why it took so long to make. I actually started this video back in February, before the Osu short drama video, before the hottest Osu background videos. I ended up working on those last 2 videos first because I just needed a break from this video. When the Osu short drama happened, I'm like, thank God I can just take a break from this video and work on another video instead, because I was getting so frustrated making this video. But I don't know, I just thought the videos was shit until like, I think around like, I guess 70% of completion, where I was just like watching through it again, and I was just like, okay, this video is actually like fucking awesome. Well, the funny thing is, the idea just came from me when I was like taking a shit in the bathroom. Like, literally that's how it clicked to me. But the whole events preceding that was that I decided to go out on holiday and visit the arcades I don't normally go to, and I was able to socialize fairly easy with some of the people there. And then I had someone from my server talk about how hard it is for him to do that kind of thing. So I guess I just had the idea just for those people that, you know, I guess want to know how to socialize and all of that. While making it, you know, fun and ironic, I guess. Like, all of these are based on real experiences, like how I normally create conversation starters, or like the tips I use to save money, or like even the dating part, which was completely self-projection of my negative dating experience with someone at maimai. There was like a lot of stuff I could have said about her, but I had to try to change up for the video to make it a bit more broad so more people could relate to it. And surprisingly, they did. I guess this is just a common problem with people at maimai, unfortunately. I don't know, like, what kind of community will allow you to meet a 25-year-old woman that doesn't want to date you anymore because you told her that you didn't watch anime? That's crazy, bro. Like, actually, funny enough, I had a lot of anxiety making and uploading this video because I was like, oh no, no, what if she like sees this part? That's gonna be so like awkward and embarrassing. But I realized like what, she doesn't watch my channel, like she knows about it, but I remember when I did tell her about it, she just didn't really care. But if she did watch that video, what's she gonna do, like break up with me again? I don't think that's possible. But yeah, anywho, go watch this video, it's really good. I really like it. How rhythm games connect with each other. Oh yeah, I got kind of depressed around this time, so it took pretty long making this video. I think the Osu players know about this, but this video was inspired by Homni or Digino Hypno's Osu PhD, where he links different Osu skills to each other, and how if you're good at one Osu skill, you could probably be good at all the other ones that link up. And that's the same concept with rhythm games, because when I watch people, you know, get into maimai and see them improve really quickly, I ask about the, you know, rhythm game background, and they usually say like, oh, they're good at Taiko or good at like Osu Mania and all of that, because they're moving their wrists a lot like how they would when they play maimai. Yeah, so that kind of got me interested to delve deeper with this topic. But not gonna lie, I was pretty bored making this video, because I realized that I don't really care about these other rhythm games that much. Like this video was a point where I was like, I want to make rhythm game content, but now I'm just like, maybe not, because I don't really have an interest in all these other rhythm games. I only care about maimai. Some of the other arcade rhythm games like Sound Vortex, for example. So I think after that video, you don't really see other rhythm game videos as a whole, mainly just like maimai or like Osu and stuff like that. Maimai is doomed. I'm jumping to drama once again after that Osu short video. I mean, would you really even call this drama? It's just like a bunch of like terminally online people on Twitter just overreacting on a funny video, I guess. Like, I personally found the original video funny, not gonna lie. It's like the first time I was dealing with a strike because a YouTuber took down the original video, and turns out the reason was because I said pedo. So I had to censor all of that. But that didn't matter because like months after the video I uploaded, the current one, it got age restricted. Yeah, that sucks. Another interesting thing for me about this video was like exploring the Blue Archive rabbit hole. Well, you know, I wouldn't say I like the games or like the people there or the content surrounding it, since I'm not into lollies. I just found it interesting how they view other people as like tourists, you know, trying to shelter the community. Since I always had the mindset of like, you know, trying to make your things like as accessible as possible. But these guys are like, no, if you don't like it, get fuck off. I mean, to be honest, this is not just the Blue Archive community. You could just say this about any other like niche Japanese media, to be honest. Like, you know, the fucking anime fans complain about how, you know, anime is like westernized now. We need to keep all these normies out. It's kind of like that, and I guess I just found that interesting, to be honest. So customizing the Vocaloid keyboard. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I contacted Akko because I just wanted a free rapid trigger keyboard. So my plan was this: get the keyboard, do a review, and then get out. But this motherfucker Birch, he beat me to it. He fucking uploaded his own like review on the keyboard I had when I just got the keyboard, and I was like, fuck, I gotta do something different. I'm just gonna look like I'm copying his video. So I did something unique. It's not from my usual style. Because like I really wanted to, I guess, try hard on this video, since potentially it could open my content to different genres. Like the way I saw it was keyboard. I'm like talking about a keyboard, so you got the keyboard community. I'm also customizing it, which adds some interest to it, since I'm not just like, oh lol, I'm just looping stabilizers. I'm actually doing something more than that. And then that also made me thought like, you know, maybe if this video goes off, I can do a lot of customizing on other things, not just keyboards. I can do it on mouses, doing like computers and all of that. But at the end of the day, my vision did not turn out, since it had terrible views. I'm pretty sure it just reached 1,000 views like recently, but at the time I'm pretty sure I only had like 200 views in like the first month, versus like other videos I'll get that in like a few hours. So yeah, it was unfortunate that it ended up this way. I mean, there's probably like some things I could have done better, and then also some things that, you know, like I'm pretty sure the YouTube keyboard community is not really that popular anymore, since how oversaturated it is. At the end of the day though, I got a free keyboard. The company Aclo, they emailed me saying they really enjoyed the video, and the keyboard's amazing. I still recommend you get this keyboard anyway. the pro guide to improving in maimai. Well, the Vocaloid keyboard video is very exhausting to make, to be honest, so I wanted to make something easier by making a simple guide. And it was simple actually to make. It was just really long, that's all. I initially wanted to make this video like ages ago because I felt like my last maimai guide wasn't in depth enough and I wanted to talk about more about the game. So that's how I came up with this video. I remember like there was actually another like maimai, I guess, pro guide, or it was like, well, it was called comprehensive guide by Water Dank. And I remember seeing this video, I'm like, oh fuck, this guy literally beat me to it. You know, it was comprehensive enough, but I guess I had to like try to one up him. Also, another thing was I was making this video during the transition of Buddies Plus. So when, you know, the new update came out, I had to change some things, which was just annoying to do. Like all the menus changed and all of that. And they added new features and I have to talk about that. I didn't even know what they did because I like didn't really play Buddies Plus that much during that time. Why no one cares about the major Osu update. This is the currently the most disliked video on my channel right now. Beats the fucking Osu mapping video I made last year. I guess I can see other people's frustrations about this video. I made some mistakes. I'm basing my experience from all the way back in, you know, January, February when Osu Lazer came out, and I was just really disappointed and overwhelmed on how it released. So some of my initial problems I had during that time was already fixed, like I guess a few months later, but I still feel like my main point still stands that it was pretty dumb for the team to just split Osu stable scoring and then Lazer scoring. So it just creates a divide in the community. And considering, you know, most people are comfortable with stable, what's the point of moving to Lazer when, you know, your scores don't really save or show? It didn't really make sense. It was just like being very disappointed with Lazer. Like, I still think it's a good client, but I guess, you know, waiting like 9 years for it, you expect something a bit more groundbreaking. Like, you know, I guess compare it to the Geometry Dash 2.0 update, where it just felt like this made a completely new game. Osu Lazer doesn't really feel like that. It's just like, you see someone play Osu Lazer, and it's just sometimes you can't because it just looks and plays like stable. Like what, they added new features like the fucking DT rate tool, but I don't know, Osu did that years ago. Fun Orange did that as well. Yeah, like all these new features they added that people care about, it's like people already made them before. Anywho, this video is not about complaining about Lazer. I should move on from this. Maybe I'll talk about another video. No, I'm not going to talk about another video. I mean, probably not, because I don't think I'll be making that type of content anymore. Reviewing Australia's biggest arcade for rhythm games. Yeah, funny thing is, it was really called like reviewing Australia's biggest arcade, but yeah, there's like one in like the coast in Queensland that's like really big, so never mind. I had to change it to rhythm games. Asterisks. I remember I went to Sydney with a group of friends for like non-maimai reasons, but the day that we're supposed to leave, I decided to stay an extra day just to record this video, and it was actually worth it because I actually met my partner during that trip. So good for me for having this video idea, or that would have never happened. It was initially inspired by the PewDiePie arcade video where he goes around Japan arcades and reviews all the games there. That just seemed like a really fun video to do, so I ended up doing that. But I'm not in Japan, so the next best thing was Coco. The funny thing is, this video is like actually not in order. I actually filmed the arcade games in City Heroes first, like the Dance Cube, the one that starts with a W that I cannot say because we totally don't have it. And the next morning I recorded the basement with maimai and Dance Rush, and I went upstairs to record all the VSRGs. But like during that morning, like playing maimai and all the ones downstairs and I had to go back upstairs, I was like so exhausted from recording that like I had to force myself to speak during like the tuna film or Sound Vortex sections. I don't know, I don't think recording is for me, but I know I probably have to like keep doing it to get used to that. This video sucks anyway. It's already outdated. There's like 5 maimai machines in Coco. There's a bunch of new rhythm games that I cannot say at City Heroes. Yeah, and they changed out the layout and all of that. Like, it's literally just gonna be like more outdated years go by. Slop content is ruining Osu. I mean, man, I just really like complaining about the Osu content scene. I guess I just really care about it since I watched a lot of it back during COVID, and you know, I was an Osu content creator, but I need to stop because no one fucking cares, to be honest. I think I was just really pissed off because I just watched a Cap Noir video about like some crazy Emmerich situation. And I got annoyed because, you know, it was just nothing. I just wasted my time because I just got baited by the thumbnail and title. But yeah, this video was like really quick to make. I kind of just want to see how long it would take for me to make a video because this was around the time I moved to my new place. So I just kind of want to see how it went, you know, making a video while, you know, trying to handle a job at the same time, just to see how it felt. How to justify your rhythm game addiction. I think if you exclude the tournament videos I used to make, this was the most time I spent on any video so far. And I think it's probably like the best video on this channel, honestly, because the amount of like work behind it, and I guess like the meaning, the message, and I guess how much it means to me about like talking about this topic. I don't know, it was like really frustrating to make, like especially scripting, where I just couldn't write my words on paper for some reason. Like I still think the script could have been way better if I put more time, but I just ended up not doing it because I felt like I'll just waste even more time on that. But despite being frustrating, I still had a lot of fun making it. I'll just like look forward returning home after work just so I can work on the video. I mean, the whole inspiration was this, like I had kind of like a existential crisis about this game like earlier this year. I guess like going to like the big arcades, like seeing these like drones just play the game mindlessly, just it kind of sucked the soul out of it, and it just made me think like, damn, why am I playing this game? I'm literally like them, you know? So yeah, that kind of like changed my relationship and perspective on maimai in general. I still think maimai is a beautiful game, but not as I thought it was, because I guess I always saw it through like rose-tinted glasses. I never really saw about the other aspects of like, I guess how degenerate it really is that you're spending all this time and money on a arcade video game at the end of the day. But the whole message is just like moderation. Like, it's okay to play maimai, and there's a lot of benefits with it, but don't go too overboard, don't take it too seriously, have fun, make friends, talk to people, all of that. And I like some of the comments with the video where they talk about like, wow, thanks for giving me an existential crisis, man, or like telling their own perspective. Like, I don't know, I guess that was the whole point of the video, to let people have an existential crisis, man. Maybe I would like to make more videos like this in the future, so you might see something like this again, because I really do want to talk about these like, I guess, serious and like existential topics, because I usually do think about that type of stuff a lot, and I think a lot of my favorite media usually revolves around those type of topics in the first place. But yeah, of course, you know, it wasn't all positive. Like, people did shit on the video, but like, I guess at the end of the day, it's just like, wow, are my players really judging me on how I spend my time and money? We're on the same level of degeneracy, like, shut the fuck up. Famous moments in maimai. So I had this plan with like a bunch of other YouTubers that we're gonna upload our video at the same day and see how it goes. But I didn't really have a good video idea, so I kind of rushed this in like, I guess like, I think 4 days. Because I had a holiday coming up. Like, you can already tell like my inspiration is just like one of Aaron's videos where he talks about like Osu moments and all of that. So I was like, oh, let's try that of maimai. I guess like the main inspiration just came from the fact that like, you know, that one time, you know, the Vietnamese person was playing on Astro and got featured on the news. I thought that was really cool. So I just want to see like other moments where maimai was featured like that. It would have ended at that, but the video actually caused a lot of drama on Twitter because I forgot the part where it was actually featured on AGDQ like 5 years ago. So that was like my bad. And I didn't like how I used like the blue archive video, the plop 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 one, and I put in my thumbnail. Like, oopsies. Like, at the end of the day, it's just Twitter being mad. Like, nothing new. The way they wrote their tweet about me and talking a lot of shit about me in the replies kind of pissed me off. So I ended up replying to them. Biggest mistake as a content creator, you don't reply or give attention to your haters, which I unfortunately did. And it caused a lot of backlash in the maimai Twitter community, which I guess is fine. I always found that community really annoying, so it's not really I liked them in the first place. Like, I have a pretty solid stance on the whole situation, but there's no point reigniting the drama again. So we'll just leave it at that. Unfortunately, I kind of just had to learn the hard way about this whole situation to not reply to those type of comments because you just get a lot of backlash. I think at the end of the day, it was a huge dub for me because I feel discouraged to use Twitter now. I would browse Twitter regularly and I just hated that. Most of Twitter is just like these terminally online people just being mad and angry about like something that doesn't even matter, which is like how you can even summarize this whole drama. Just people being mad because I put the blue archive video. Like, okay. I also use Twitter to upload art or say a funny thing here and there, but not regularly browsing anymore because I guess I just realized that those type of dramas doesn't even matter in the first place. Like, I'm just gonna forget about all the drama I saw on Twitter just a week later. So what's the point, you know, wasting time on that shitty platform? Another thing I did in December was uploading a YouTube short every day. I kind of just want to see how it goes, and I also wanted that December ad revenue, so I just posted as much as I can just to get it. And as well as like, since I was going on holiday, if I had nothing to do, I might as well just like edit shorts since they're really easy to make. I guess I found the creating process interesting initially because you have to scale everything portrait, which makes it a bit of a challenge, but then it kind of got boring. And also I hated doing YouTube subtitles. That was just like really mind-numbing to do. I ended up stop uploading these YouTube shorts because I felt like it wasn't worth it anymore. The good thing is that I got a lot of views with this type of content, but that's pretty much it. Like, short views don't really mean a lot because, you know, I didn't really make a lot of money. Like, what, I made like $5 with all the YouTube shorts I made during December, and it didn't really like grow my channel with like subscribers or like views in my other long form content. So I just didn't really see the point of continuing making them when I could work on other videos, for example. I also would like to shout out Peepo and Mishmush on watching and commenting on all those YouTube shorts. Like, I don't know why you'll do that, but that's like insane dedication. So I respect you guys for that. You guys really are the goats and the true Saow fans. Alright, goals for next year. Well, actually, I decided all the way back in October that I was gonna quit YouTube because my plan was to upload this really big video I've been working on for a while. You're probably gonna see it in the next month or two, and then quit after I make that video. Or I guess the final like gift to the maimai community, I guess. Like, yeah, the video I'm working on right now doesn't mean a lot, and I really want to make it like the best it can possibly be. But it's really hard because I never edited a documentary before, or even have like a lot of experience recording in person. So like, all of the shots were a bit dodgy, not gonna lie. But I was kind of sad of quitting after doing that. But I ended up changing my mind because I felt like I just really like making videos, and I really have trouble letting go of, I guess, this YouTube channel because like, I guess making videos kind of been my hobby for the last 2 years, and I spent a lot of work on this channel, and just letting it go just feels hard to do, like throwing all the way this work for nothing. So I'm gonna continue making videos on this channel like a bit longer now. I'll give it one more year of making content, but I know when I do upload this big maimai video, I'm gonna have to try to reconsider what I'm gonna make next. Because I guess the sad reality is that I'm losing interest in maimai. Like, I go less frequently, I kind of give less shits about the new updates and all of that. I've been talking to the community less. Like, I still love maimai, but I know my interest in the game is slowly fading out. The reality is that maimai content is not viable at all. Like, it honestly would have been a better choice if I just stayed making Osu content because there's a much more wider audience and it gets more views, but I chose maimai instead because I do love the game. So next year, I'm going to be a bit more experimental with the content I produce. So the kind of brief draft I had in my mind for my channel was that I'll, you know, start make a focus on telling stories and experiences around maimai, which then like hopefully will allow me a bit more broad with the stories I tell. Like, instead of talking about maimai, I can talk about like stuff that happened in my life in general, or like other hobbies I have. Unfortunately, which is not a lot because I do spend a lot of time making YouTube videos. That's something I need to fix. But I do hope you guys will stay with me during this experimental phase I'm gonna try to do next year. It will mean a lot to me. I guess the drive for making YouTube content comes from realities that like I don't want to work a full-time job. Like, I know I sound really lazy, but like, I just don't like it. My new job kind of gave me that taste and that lifestyle. Like, even though it's not full-time, I still have to go there every weekday, and it's not fun. Like, there's a reason why content creation is the most desirable job for our generation, because working 9 to 5 at a company you do not give a shit about doesn't sound like a desirable future. Like, when I leave my workspace, I do not think about work at all. Like, I do not worry or stress about what I need to do the next day. That just all goes out my head because I just could not care less about my job. Although it is inevitable that I would have to find a full-time stable office job, which I'm currently in the process right now of doing, because I do want to move out of my current place and I need stable income to do that. I guess it just makes sense that moving out is like the next step in life you have to do. I mean, I did move out, but like move out with friends, not with family, I guess, because there's a lot more restrictions when you're with your parents. But that idea of doing YouTube full time, I'm like, the thing is that I'm nowhere near that goal. Like, what? I only get $100 a month, which is not sustainable at all as an adult. But the thing is, I'm also closer to that goal of making YouTube full time than most people would be, since people just upload like a few videos and just give up since they don't have like 1,000 subscribers already. So yeah, why stop now if I'm slowly making progress to that goal? We'll see if I reach it. I really do want to, which is why I'm doing this experimental phase to try please a larger audience or gain a new one. But at the same time, I really want to do other things in my life as well that isn't just YouTube or working. Like, I always had this dream of running a merch store one day, and I guess maybe next year could be the year where I will try to do that. Like, I do have ideas on what merch to make. Like, I actually need to like open up Photoshop and make them instead of opening up Premiere Pro and making videos instead. I guess it's the feeling of like when you go to these artist alleys and you see a bunch of work there and you're like, oh, I could do that. So why not prove my own point and like do that myself? And it also sounds fun that you get to interact with people that like your art and is willing to buy it. Yeah, maybe you guys will see me at a random artist alley in Sydney. Another thing I always wanted to do or have is to learn and know a second language. I've been self-studying Mandarin throughout this year, and I feel like I have a decent foundation on the language. Like, I know and understand a lot of like the Chinese characters, but it also like I don't know how to have a conversation, or like even hearing it without subtitles is really hard. But I'm hoping to improve that next year. But language learning is like incredibly frustrating because you don't get the instant gratification and everything's just a slow burn. You don't get better in a day or a week. You get better over months and years. You just have to put a lot of consistent work and time into it. And as an adult, that is really hard to find all that time on a language you can like barely understand or speak until you reach your like 3rd or 4th year of studying it. If I put all the time and effort I put in video editing into language learning, I still don't think I'll be able to like, I'll be much better, but I don't think I'll be good still, even with all that time invested, because it's just so hard. Like, that's why you don't really see a lot of like self-taught like language speakers. Like, a lot of know multiple languages were just like exposed to it as a kid, and since you're a kid, your brain is like a sponge. It just absorbs information easily, but as an adult it's just so much harder to like, you know, absorb the language, you know. It's like, damn, why did my parents like speak more Chinese or Vietnamese to me as a kid? I wouldn't have to like deal with this urge of like wanting to learn a language. I just would have been happy with Vietnamese or Chinese. But yeah, I'll probably give it like another year to see if I have any like drastic improvements, because I kind of suck ass right now. If not, then I'll just learn like a European language, because they're easy. They use the Latin alphabet. They use like the same grammar. I do have these other goals and I do want to work on them more next year, but I feel like I'm just going to go back to making videos. Like, I'm just good at them. I enjoy them. I have an audience now. There's like some responsibility when it comes to that. Maybe you'll find me in the artist alley selling my Saow merch one day. Who knows? But anywho, thank you for watching. I'm surprised if any of you guys make it to the end of this video. Looking at my timeline, this is probably longer than my last 2023 recap video. I'm sure you guys enjoyed me yapping, and I wish you all the best in 2025.